GCUB, we are live, and we managed to put down our phones for a few minutes. Never mind. Everybody's got their fucking phones out.
I just got needed.
Everybody's got their fucking phones out. It is the first show since the launch of Pokemon Go, so obviously we have a lot to talk about tonight.
Exhausted.
We are exhausted. We accidentally got a lot of exercise. Neil, welcome to the couch.
Oh, hey.
Exercise.
Good to see you. Exercise. Tommy says maybe exercise.
Mileage
Oh,
in the
no,
car.
no. But I counteracted every bit of exercise with more Taco Bell.
There you go.
More Taco Bell. You
Well,
you have it set up like so.
The Pokemon
you're
stop
out.
at Taco Bell.
You
I put a gym right on the Taco Bell.
Martin, Dave, thanks for joining us in the back end.
The Tijuana Flats does have a gym.
You guys are awesome.
Do they really?
Tijuana Flats, really.
Today's
It's
Taco
called,
Tuesday.
it's called the Flaming Lizardo Gym.
Oh, that's what it is.
Are they like at least embracing it though? Are they like?
I have
Yeah.
no clue. Who walks into the business?
The
and
Altamont
just
Tijuana
stand
Flats
up?
has one too.
What's that?
The Altamont Tijuana Flats is a gym too.
Damn.
You speak so fast.
The Altamont
Altamont
Springs Tijuana Flats also has a gym.
It's
So,
just cool
The
name.
smoke shop across my house has one.
Pokemon Go came out last week,
It did.
almost like a stealth launch. Was that the official launch date for it? Like at 9
No,
p.m. that
they
day?
know.
One.
So
I didn't know.
the APK leaked on Android earlier in the day, and then I was at Disney that night, and I saw something in the something on Twitter real quick. They're like, it's out on iPhone. I was like, what? Downloaded it, and that was it. And we hit the ground running. So Pokemon Go
The
is now a
APK
thing.
released like late Monday afternoon, and for like a day, the APK for the beta was out.
Right.
And then on Tuesday, they officially released it in Australia and New Zealand. And then later on Tuesday afternoon, they released it in North America.
Yeah, I remember getting
Oh,
text. Like, it's
only
out.
U.S., not Canada. Canada still doesn't
Right.
have it yet.
Canada doesn't have it. Europe doesn't have it.
Nope.
And keep in mind, okay,
Oh, Japan.
Japan
course.
does not have it.
these
does have
places,
No, no.
these
Does
other
it?
places,
Not
and Europe
supposed
is
to
the
be
biggest market. Europe is the biggest market. They don't have
That's
it.
good.
On Android, this is already has more active users than Twitter.
And Tinder.
Twice the users of Tinder.
Yeah. New
Well-
dating app.
15 times users of Grinder, right? No.
And 900 times the users of Ingress.
Good for Niantic, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Way
got to
to
be throwing
just
some
copy your
parties.
source code over and put a skin on.
Fine, yeah, fuck. Put a Pokemon
Dude,
skin on
they're-
everything.
they're
Yeah.
stealing that cash.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's already the number one. In the first 5 hours, it became the number one grossing free app on iOS.
Ever.
And ever. I have never spent money on like a mobile
Step
game.
aside, Candy Crush.
I have spent money on this game.
What's up, who dropped you?
So I feel kind of bad about the fact that I put money in and I was like, I just need some lures. I need some incense.
I need 100
But at the
Pokeballs.
same time, I roll into work. Everyone is playing this fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like dodging people in the street, trying not to kill people. Everyone is playing this thing.
Yeah, literally everyone.
We were getting ready for the show. They
And I
took you off the couch and said, we got to go.
Yep.
This is a legitimate
We were in
phenomenon.
show prep.
I took an extra lap around.
Someone
the
came in and said, it's time to go on a Pokemon adventure. And I had to go.
Yeah, it was like, I understand. I have to go. So, I don't know if you guys remember back to, and Neil, maybe you do, remember back to our 2016, the 2015 Game of the Year show, and then we did some predictions at the end. Somebody asked me, like, okay, how big is Pokemon Go going to be? And man, I was like, this game's going to fucking bomb. It's going to suck.
I
I
think that
saw
was one
some
the
of, like, the
things we
early stuff.
Had, differing opinions on.
Yeah, I was like, it's going to fucking bomb. It looks like shit. The commercials look great. It's like every typical mobile game where the commercials look great and the game
The
sucks.
thing is,
Yeah.
the game does suck.
Well, okay, so the base game, there's
But it's
not a lot
amazing.
going on. There's not a lot going on in the base game right now, but have you ever seen a game like this engage a community the way that it has?
No. Tinder, maybe?
And more than its target. I mean,
The sex community?
Yeah.
I see parents with their children all
Yeah.
playing it, not
Yeah.
just the kid. I see like 50-year-old men and women playing it. There was that old Spanish lady at Altamont Springs yesterday when we were at the mall. She was like 45-year-old woman by herself.
So this kind of
playing
hit the
Pokemon.
sweet spot where it engaged people that were around for red and blue and yellow,
People that never played a
stateside.
Pokemon whatsoever.
Yeah,
Everybody else
or
is
people
playing
like
it.
that never played, but it's got like the casuals who just play mobile games. It's got the people who grew up with Pokemon, and it's got their kids involved too. And you're going out to these places. Altamont Springs, you talked about earlier, had a few thousand people show up the other day for what was supposed to be like a group of a couple dozen friends trying to do like an invite to go exploit some gyms and cast some lures and catch some Pokemon. And a couple thousand people showed up, and they've been informed that they need a permit next time.
Oh, really?
And that was like a Facebook gathering. And the way that this game has taken off now, who dropped you in the Twitch chat mentioned that Pokemon will die within 5 months. Michael Pachter used to do Pack Attack on game trailers. Now he does, I think it's like the Pachter Factor or something like that. He's Wedbush Securities. He does like investments. So he's a consultant for these larger companies. Like, what should they do? What are they looking at as far as an audience? Should you invest? He says 4 months. Who dropped you? He says 4 months, and this game is done. We talked about this right before we went live. Has there ever been an app better suited for the long haul than this one, just with the sheer amount of source material they have to drive from?
Yeah, I mean, they right now just released the first 151, and they could just release more.
So Gen 1 is out right
So
now.
they'll release Gen 2.
As
So
long,
Neil-
as long as like within 3-4 months they say Gen 2, here you go.
The rumor is
You-
December for Gen 2.
You had the Pokedex, so does it go to 151 or 150?
It does only
currently goes to 149.
it doesn't show you unless you go to the last one.
So who are the last two? Mew and Mewtwo?
'Cause
Mew and
remember,
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Well,
when
it's
you
Mewtwo and then Mew, because Mew is
when you first download
151.
the game and install it, it only takes you through 136, I believe, the end of the evolutions. You have to actively capture something after that to unlock the
Yeah.
remaining ones in the Pokedex.
Okay.
So after you capture your Dratini, you then get to see the legendary birds.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out to the guys in chat. I see the Timmy Talks thing. That's kind of old school in there. Thanks for swinging by, Young 1310.
I mean, it's just easy money. Like, hey, Gen 2's out, free update, go catch them all again.
Yeah, okay, so it's a free app. You get these free updates. There was an update today on iOS. For those of you who aren't aware, go ahead and update it. It fixes the login issue where every fucking time it crashes, I have to go in and put my Gmail shit in there. It also fixes the Gmail verbiage. You do not have full account access. It's that controversy was not really a controversy. It was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, because Google even said, hey, they're not actually looking at this stuff. It was just there.
Yeah, everybody came out and said, like, everyone involved in that. Just talk about Google for a second. So we have Nintendo, we have Game Freak, and we have Google, who are the primary investors.
And
Three
Pokemon
investors. Well, Game Freak and Pokemon Company kind of hand in hand.
Yeah.
And then you have Niantic basically taking their experience from Ingress, carrying it over to this game. Nintendo's stock shot up, what was it, 33%?
25%.
It was like 23%, and then
so
over the weekend,
$7.8 billion.
Yeah.
It
7.9 billion.
it generated $8 billion fucking dollars of money for this company.
Generated more
In
money
the
than
first
MMA,
2
so
days.
Yeah.
All those numbers were in the first 2 days.
You heard it first. Pokemon is more valuable
Than MMA.
than UFC.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's sort of who dropped you.
so the Japanese market actually had to cap the amount of trading that you could do with Nintendo stock in that first weekend because of how fast it was going up. And if you look at like the parabola, it's ridiculous. So here we are talking about, man, the fucking NX, Nintendo, are they fucked? And then they're 1/3 of an investor in this. They don't even have a fucking credit when you load up the app, and their stock went up $8 billion. Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe the NX is a new phone. It's the
Why
next
not?
N-Gage.
Yeah, dude, paint it like a Pokédex and put it out. Done.
That is an amazing idea,
I'm
Fish
waiting
Friend.
for the first mobile phone manufacturer, or at least these people making the phone covers,
Sure.
to release the Pokedex phone cover.
Why hasn't that happened yet? I bet I could walk up to some like fucking like shady like third party like marketplace.
Dude, the first
right now
person
and
on
get
the
one.
market to make that's going to make $1 billion right now. iPhone 6 and 6S and 6S Plus Pokedex covers, $1 billion. Done.
Out of control. Out of control. I was at the bar watching the All-Star game before the show. Just wanted to see a couple at-bats. And I look over and there are like 45, 50-year-old women playing the game at the bar. The bartender's talking with them about strategies. Behind us, there's like 3 Pokestops with lures all going. People are sitting all near the windows trying to like siphon off of it. I'm sitting at the bar by myself going, this fucking thing is a phenomenon.
Just remember this, though. They predicted all this in the original theme song. You teach me and I'll teach you.
Ooh.
Pokemon.
Jesus Christ.
So yesterday, I went
That's
to
a stretch.
We're
I
getting philosophical.
I feel
here,
sick to my stomach after hearing that.
yesterday
That
I
was
was at the
retarded.
airport and his flight got delayed. So I'm like, I'm gonna go drive around and get Pokestops.
Yep.
3 other people are following me around getting Pokestops.
Yep.
It was-
That's how it goes. I'm at work
weird.
today. We're all sitting in the one corner of the store that we can hit off P.F. Chang's Pokestop. We're casting our lures and stuff like that. We're talking to each other. We're going over strategies and stuff for like to take the Ale House gym down the street. Like this.
You guys are all on the same team.
Yeah.
Team
And like
Dirtbag.
Oh yeah, they and this is by choice. So we're not Team Dirtbag or Scumbag or whatever. We're
What
Valor
team?
Club.
He's on Valor.
We're
You're
the
on
team.
Valor?
We're a Valor Club.
Yeah, see, Team
Loser.
Dirtbag.
Oh,
That's
nah,
all
dude,
about that
Mystic.
team instinct.
Mystic
All about
sucks.
instinct.
Let's team
We have
up.
the White House. We have America.
Red and yellow.
The White House.
Red and yellow. Red and yellow.
He's
Fuck.
he's
Team
stretching.
Mystic.
That's a
Well,
stretch.
Arctic
Fuck, I know.
sucks. Let's be real.
It's a Hulkamania, dude. Red and yellow. Come on.
You're getting better.
But
All
you-
right, I'm getting closer. Okay.
So now you're mixing Hulkamania with Wiz
Fight for the
Khalifa?
rights of
I told
every
you
man.
WWE is
Pokemon.
It's
Pokemon.
ingenious.
Yeah, it is. It is to a certain extent.
Ultimania, aka Redacted.
AKA redacted. Well, that's what happens when you like utter like racial slurs when you're fucking your friend's wife on camera.
You get paid $1 billion.
You get fucking paid. Sign me up. Whatever. More.
Where's Mario
Can
go?
you believe what? Where is Mario at in this? But do they even need Mario?
Mario
Like,
Go.
Mario's actually going to be 152 in the Pokemon.
Yeah.
it would be like Nintendo to like force feed Mario into this somehow.
So when do they put hats in this so we can buy?
You have
Hey,
to.
hold on. Did you notice all the Pokemon eggs are Yoshi eggs?
That's true.
Oh my god.
I did not notice that.
Oh my god.
I did not notice that. But okay.
Have you guys realized that in 2016 Nintendo has come out and it has been a relevant topic throughout the year in 2016 and none of it has to do with Mario.
So talk about Zelda. It was the game,
Zelda?
it was the game
None
of
of that has
show.
to do with anything else.
Yeah, it was a game of the show. The highest tweeted about game at E3 by 573,000 tweets.
Mhm.
And the next closest one was like 265 for Battlefield 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Like, what
funny
the
part
fuck?
is-
Yeah,
the
it's
funny part is,
insane.
Going into E3, people were like, "Yeah, I don't really care about Zelda anymore. I'm kind of over it."
Yeah, it's too long. Yeah, fuck
I
Zelda.
was
Zelda
one of those
sucks.
guys.
It's
I'm a Zelda
stupid.
fanboy. I got the fucking Master Sword on my wall.
Me too.
And you were just talking about that, and I got goosebumps. Like, no
Yeah.
bullshit. I got goosebumps
That's
thinking about
crazy.
it. That was the one fucking game that they brought with them for, like, play on the show floor. Their entire booth was, like, a themed, like, Zelda thing. And it was the game of the show for everyone on what is considered to be antiquated hardware, a dying platform in the Wii U. We haven't even seen the fucking NX yet. And then they come out with this app, and they rule the fucking world. They beat sex. They beat sex.
It's
They
true.
fucking
Well,
beat sex.
Casual sex.
Check this
Casual
out, though.
sex.
Check this out. One day before the stealth release of Pokemon Go, there was a huge article on Yahoo and Google and a bunch of other ones how about No Man's Sky is going to be a generation-defining game, and how the
Boy, that's right
ability
around the
in
corner,
this
too.
is rival to a Grand Theft Auto or a Minecraft
I forgot
with
about
its
that.
ability. But then you've got this dropping literally a month before. This is going to eclipse No Man's Sky and almost take so much of its audience away.
This is beyond generation defining because of just like the people that I've seen. I sit there and I watch people walk around my plaza in Winter Park all day. It never stops walking around, catching, and it's like it's funny because it's like confused John Travolta meme, but like in real life, everyone's just like fucking like walking back and forth. I ran down the street today to catch a Squirtle. And like I couldn't cross the street because it was 1792, but like I stood right at the edge and like just got in. It's out of control. I'm 30 years old. I'm a 30-year-old man
Wow.
with a wife and kids,
Wow.
and there's me just running around, catching them all. Everything that comes my way, I'm evolving, talking strategy with like 12-year-old kids. You know,
I went to the park for the first time since I lived here.
so tell me about the park.
I have met
There
more
was-
people in the last week than I've met in the last 10 years. And I work in customer service.
There were 50 people at this park. One guy who had 1 million mods just running around, and everyone was running
Yep.
in circles.
Lures.
Lures, whatever.
Yep.
Lure, what are they called? Lure modules?
Yes.
There are
Mods.
modules, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
And then a Scyther came out. The entire park freaked out. You can hear
Oh,
from
I-
across the
just-
park.
We were at Crane's Roost and somebody saw Gyarados at a gym, but thought it was a real Gyarados that was like roaming around. And
200 people flocking like
it was it was ridiculous.
So you can look on YouTube right now. You can do the Crane's Roost Pokemon Go, and it will bring up like people chasing the Gyarados. Like hundreds of people. Oh my fucking god!
it's ridiculous. It's,
I mean-
it's unbelievable.
400 candies for a magic card just to get the Gyarados is insane.
Oh my god! I can't believe I spent money on this game. Martin has a question.
What's how do you guys know this information that like, let's say for Tommy's instance, when he went to the park, you just go to the park because you just had a hunch you want to go, or is it like there's an up to say, hey.
You probably saw a lure going off in the distance.
You actually
No.
have a couple of different options. So right now there's a few apps, at least on iOS, and I see in the chat like the Android iOS phone wars with a Z. And I will tell you that I have an iPhone, but it's because I'm so like balls deep into like the App Store. It's too late for me, my son. There is an app on iOS that actually it's an overlay of Google Maps, and it shows you where like all the known, like you can upload it's all like user generated, where like gyms and Pokestops are, and the Pokestops are they're based off of like little like monuments and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and businesses and
Murals
churches,
stuff. There are a lot of churches.
and
When you say churches, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I heard
Yeah.
something about a church was a Pokemon gym. The church is furious about
tons
it.
of
it was
churches.
Westboro.
The best one that I've seen so far was the Holocaust Museum, and someone kind of coughing in it,
Oh no!
and they requested to be removed from it.
Well, this guy's house, which hasn't been a church
Yeah.
in 40 years,
Yeah.
is listed as a church on Pokemon
That's
Go.
awesome.
So you can go in there and like you see the little Pokestop and you click on it, it will show a picture of the place. But like the way it is, like you can't really navigate the map. You can only kind of see like what's like within about a half mile of you. And you can see if there's lures going off because there's like a bunch of like little rose petals going around. And that means that lure at that Pokestop, you can purchase a lure in the game or get it from a random drop.
Yeah.
And it will attract Pokemon to that spot for 30
everybody.
minutes. For everyone that's in the area. So there's this place in Altamont, which is down the street from us in Florida. It's an Orlando suburb, and there's these 4 gyms that like you can stand in the middle, and you can.
4 Pokestops.
4 Pokestops. You can stand in the middle. You can hit all 4 of them. Now these stops all drop every 5 minutes some items for you. At the same time, you can set off all those lures, and shit's just popping up for you.
Oh, yeah.
Popping up for you.
I mean,
So-
we caught 2 Zucchinis last night in like an hour and a half.
Yep.
I merely went to the park because my girlfriend's like, "Hey, let's go to the park and catch Pokemon." I'm like, "Okay." It's better than sitting here
I've
playing
been on several
fucking Rocket
Pokemon
League.
adventures.
My dog has never been walked more.
We never met so many dogs.
Like my dog is like, I'm kind of all set with the walk right now.
Like my girlfriend's like, "Let's go swing or catch Pokemon." Yeah, let's go catch Pokemon instead. Like that's how bad it was.
It's literally full blown, and now I'm literally waiting for like events and things like that. So let's talk about the future of the app for a minute. We touched on it with like, okay, all they need to do is drop generation, but what are some of the features that are missing from day one? Because you mentioned the game sucks,
Trading.
and it kind of does.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. The game would not suck if it didn't crash so much.
Yeah.
Sure,
It's plagued by a lot of server errors, gym battle errors, 1 HP errors, Pokeball
They weren't as
glitch
prepared
errors.
as they should have been.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, of course, for the launch this huge. Not even World of Warcraft.
It's like
can
over
handle that
6
shit.
million on iOS right now.
Yeah.
Well, and that's not even counting the millions upon millions of people that illegally downloaded off APK Mirror.
Yeah.
Right. True. If you have a jailbroken iPhone, which a lot of people do, you have to do an ass
Or if you
backwards
live
way
in
to get
another
it.
country, you could just get the Australian version or American version.
Wait till this thing launches in Europe.
Yeah.
So what do you need to see out of the game? Pactor says 5 or 4 months. Who dropped you in the Twitch chat says 5 months. What do you need to see from this game to get it to continue?
I want casual battling, just like between your friends.
Casual battle. Right now, the battle is
That
just like you have higher CP and you're
You got to
Tapping.
hold. You got.
Well, you can dodge as well.
You can dodge and you can
left
hold.
and right.
You do your power attack.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but if the gyms weren't as glitchy as they are, I would be totally all about gym battling.
Sure.
It's a live action tower defense slash like battlefront type game.
Yeah.
Like it's all
You
about
can't
territory
use
wars.
your-
Like literally right now, there's 2 gyms on each entrance to my neighborhood, and it's literally pissing me off that I don't own them.
This one's ours.
You can't
Yes.
throw potions at your Pokemon though.
I only just found out today what the fucking berries do. So
That's all.
I was like,
No,
Great
no.
Balls are in this game. Oh my god!
Ultra
you-
Balls are in the game.
Yeah.
Neil's got Ultra Balls. He's at level 20.
I ain't hide that.
Isn't
I'm
Great Ball
level
12 or
12.
13. I
What's
think.
up?
I'm level
Great
10.
Balls.
12.
Yeah.
I will get there
There's
eventually.
Master Balls too. Yeah, all
I
the way.
told you how to do it. I gave you the elite pro tips.
You told me how to be the very best.
Yeah,
Did you?
like no one ever was.
Was I not listening?
Yeah, I was telling him how to level up really quick.
So why don't you share with us real quick before you talk about your future version of the app? Share with us the tips to be the very best. Like no one ever
This
was.
is the easiest, fastest
Dun,
way
dun,
to
dun.
level up. Don't waste any candies early in the game. Screw wasting your candies. Don't power up your Pokemon. It's not worth it because the higher levels you go, those Pokemon that you think are powerful now become weak as balls. I made the
That's
mistake.
Pokeballs?
I was powering up my Pokemon early in the game, going, yeah, 700 CP, it's the best.
Yeah, I
The
thought I
next
was the
day-
man.
Yeah, I powered up the Snorlax I caught, and I was like, yeah, he's 900. today I hatched, or yesterday I hatched one that was 1,600. Waste of dust, waste of candy. So save your candy. What you got to do is go out there, catch as many Caterpies, Weedles, and Pidgeys as you possibly can catch.
Really?
Yes. You get 3 candies per, plus you can exchange them for 1 additional, so you get 4. Each of those 3 Pokemon can evolve to their stage 1 at 12 candies, the cheapest evolutions in the game.
Repeat those.
It's Weedle, Caterpie, and Pidgey.
And Rattata.
Rattatat's at 25.
Right, that's 25.
Yeah. So you get you focus on catching those. I mean, you catch everything else, of course, but you don't bypass those. And you exchange them in the professor. So, like, if you've got 12 candies, you keep 1. When you have 24, now you've got 2 that you keep and get rid of everything else. And when you get yourself to where you've got 30 or so evolutions in the bank waiting to evolve, you don't ever evolve them. You wait. Then you use that lucky egg you got at level 5 for free. Since we're not trying to spend money to move up in levels here, you got 1 free lucky egg at level 5.
Okay.
You launch that lucky egg, and then you immediately evolve all those Pokemon. Instead of getting 500 XP, you're getting 1,000 XP per evolution. So you're literally going to go from level 5 or wherever you're at. If it's a low level like that, you're going to go to level 15 within 1 30-minute period of time. And if you're at a high level like I was last night, I was at level 17. I went from 17 to 20 in 30 minutes with 40 evolutions.
It's crazy.
Dude, in a couple generations, I'm going to find Neil on a mountain.
Yeah.
It's weird that people are like, I went to some guy's backyard and caught a Pikachu. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't even need to get anywhere remotely close to someone's backyard.
Yes, you do.
No, you do not.
There have been several Pokemon that I have had to trespass to get.
But there's
You
such a
cannot get
big
them from
radius.
the-
Have you trespassed? You have. So you have.
Yeah. I went to the dock at the lake up
Allegedly.
here. Some guy let me in, though. I mean, we technically live here, so we should have access. I didn't talk to our landlord to make
I
sure we
guess
can
there's
gain the
a,
gate code.
I guess there's a gym in the middle of Lake Eola. They have
Yeah.
to paddle boat out to.
Yes.
What?
That I
Pretty
believe.
pro. That's pretty pro.
That's the best gym ever.
Yeah.
No one's
There's one in
encountered
the middle of
him.
the ocean.
Yeah, I know that one. That was from
Where
Reddit.
is it?
I don't remember. It was on Reddit somewhere.
It's right in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
Like, there was like a cruise ship and then a girl on a paddle
Well-
boat with her phone out.
But here's the thing, though. When they were like all of these gyms and Pokestops are based around high areas of Wi-Fi coverage and cell phone use,
And Ingress.
which is why. Well, that's how Ingress made its map.
So
That's
metro
why
areas.
when you go to any Disney theme park in town here,
Oh,
or
I cleaned up
Universal,
at Disney. Yeah.
there's infinite Pokestops, infinite gyms, and infinite high-level, really awesome Pokemon
Dude.
because it's a large area of
Get
use.
this.
At the cost of $300 a ticket.
Animal Kingdom, the safari, there was a fucking gym on the rock with the lions. Like,
What?
you can
Brutal.
only access it for
I'm going
like
to
1
Disney
second
tomorrow.
when the girl stops the Jeep real quick, and then you're gone. It's ridiculous.
I've
So-
also
So does that
seen-
mean that, like, because people are taking pictures of lions, it registered as cell phone use?
I
So it
guess
put a
so.
Pokemon gym. What the fuck?
Alternatively, we were driving under a bridge and we looked up and an elephant was leaning over the bridge and like eating, and it was like the elephant was right on top of us. I'm like, oh my god, this is an amazing once in a lifetime thing. I look over, my wife's playing Pokemon Go. Fucking, I was like, are you shitting me?
I've seen on Craigslist, like, Pokemon Go drivers for hire.
Yes.
Someone will just drive you
Uber,
around.
The
Uber's gonna be
chauffeurs.
cleaning up right
Yeah.
now. Uber and Lyft just drive
Well,
me around.
But here's the thing: a buddy of mine at work, his friend has to take the bus to work and everything like that from Altamont Springs to downtown Orlando.
Yep.
On his 30-minute bus ride, he's able to collect over 50 Pokestops.
Okay,
Battle every Pokemon he passes. He can light up a lure and catch infinite. And because of how slow buses move, he gets a chance to actually challenge gyms as well. Like,
Yeah.
on his $2 bus ride, he can get so much out of this game and make his ride to work, which is normally boring,
Public
monotonous, flip through
transportation,
Facebook, into something
Yeah.
worthwhile.
a guy that works at the Lego store at Disney Springs told me that he parks like somewhere in Kissimmee and takes like a Disney sponsored public transportation into the store,
Mhm.
and he just cleans up all the way through because it
Yep.
stops kind of like near the parks.
I have bags now.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the Twitch chat. Also in the Twitch chat, Fish Ryan, real quick. Pokemon Go is a great game. These trainer battles
There is Team Rocket.
Hiding Team
They're
Rocket.
called Team Douchebag.
in the game would be cool.
They're calling Team Valor.
Yes.
Dude, Valor Club.
It'd be cool.
I think Mystic is way
what I
worse.
What I want also
Yeah.
is like a friends
What do you
list.
want? You want a friends list in-game
Okay.
chat?
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Here's an interesting thing with that. Now, there's no talks of it, but the game, one of the 4 requirements of the game is access to your contacts.
That's true. That's true.
So there has to be something in the works.
There's something in the works.
There's
So right
also
now
a sister app
there-
called, for Pokemon Go, and it's a messaging app.
and the
Right.
guy is going bankrupt trying to support it right now. because so many people are downloading it, and like he's like,
What?
I'm embarrassed to tell you how much money I've spent on it, but I'm probably going to lose my car. This poor guy, like, get him on Kickstarter or something like that.
What the fuck? That
The
sucks.
number one downloaded companion app for it. So I would really like a map. So just to kind of plan out my own travel,
I would like the streets to be named.
maybe that kind of eliminates the exploration part of it. You know, I don't know. Like the streets being named would be
Okay.
super
On that,
key.
there's a
The only I'm going to solve all you guys' problems right now. The only thing this game really, really, absolutely has to have right now is what it advertised in the initial launch trailer, where instead of these bullshit footprints, it says 300 meters.
Yeah, give me a direction, man. Like,
Because in the launch trailer, which Martin can play for you at any time now.
He played it.
Okay, I didn't know.
it's been going off now.
Okay,
Yeah.
it said the distance to the Pokemon.
Yeah, in like an augmented, like
Yeah.
he looked up and it was like 250 meters that way. So that needs to happen.
I know that the circle that pans out, like the first circle's 1 step and the second circle's like 2 steps.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the truth.
How
or
long
not.
before businesses like Toys R Us has always had like a good partnership with Nintendo? How long before they start getting like event Pokemon and things like that?
I think they're saving the
Like event gyms.
I
And,
think they're saving the big time legendaries, the event legendaries that they've always been, for like really big events, like they showed in the advertisement, like a New Year's Day in Times Square Mewtwo battle.
But I've seen my friend's seen the Zapdos outline.
Well, remember the birds were always not, they were like sub legendary.
That's true.
They were just there. They were in the game easy as possible.
But if they do that event, like, oh, come to Times Square and get Mew, then they have to do it at every single.
but you notice they were
metropolis.
battling Mew in that, or
Yeah.
Mewtwo in that trailer.
I mean, everybody who participated in the battle was awarded him when they beat it.
I want that to happen.
They need to do that. in
That would
every
be
single
fucking
city,
sick.
though.
Yeah, they could turn him on like it could be like a Mewtwo weekend, and they could turn him on at certain times in every metro area or something like that. Like this is literally affecting traffic patterns. People are deciding where they go for lunch based on this fucking game.
I need to do that.
Caught a Mew outside Area 51. Yeah, right.
No, there's a Mewtwo in Area 51.
Oh, nice. That would actually be pretty
Uh,
badass.
That was my Facebook status. I never got so many likes
You
on my
just
fucking
disappear.
Facebook status.
You disappear. On
The
Facebook.
other point is gone. Oh,
You're
shit.
fucking dead. You're in there with fucking
There
Will
was-
Smith and Jeff
someone in
Goldblum.
the military posted that there's a gym on the border of South Korea and North Korea.
Probably
Just bringing them
demilitarized
together.
zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bringing them together.
And he's like, I got as close as I could. I can't go any further without being shot.
Well, okay.
He was at the White
But
House.
here is from what I've read from
He's
the
at the White
CEO of Niantic, what his timeline is for updates as of right now. The immediate next update after this patch to fix things is going to be trading and worldwide leaderboards, so you can see who truly is the very best.
That's by color, right?
What's that?
By color or by
I think
Pokemon?
all. I think there's going to be an all, and then on each team.
You
Okay.
mentioned color real quick. Do you want to see some added like relevance to like your team? Because right now it's just gyms.
Yeah, I do. Because like people are like, oh, Team Red's better, Team Blue's better. Like, it doesn't fucking matter right now.
It's,
like-
it's personal pride.
I don't give a shit.
Well,
I
what
would
about
like to
what,
see-
what in the
I would
game?
like to there to be a tab or something in the game where you could click on it and it would show like in your immediate area, like it would just zoom out and show you Orlando and show you how much territory
That'd be
is
awesome.
owned by yellow, red, and blue,
That'd be cool. That I would like.
and like a
more.
percentage.
Almost like Saints Row,
That would make me want to battle more.
where you load up the
Means-
map and you see like which gangs own which area.
It's like San Andreas, where like
Yeah.
green gang, purple gang, like
Yeah,
green
yeah,
gang, like then get the territory.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So
walk there, just kill 'em.
like just cut off like half the map and say like whoever owns the majority of the gyms in this area, this will be like a
turf.
red district or a yellow district.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
How long till gang wars start for that?
Immediately, people would be killing each other. Okay, so let's talk about the.
You're
the-
red.
Let's talk about the negative side of this. People have been using lures on Pokestops to rob people.
Are you
That happened
serious?
once.
It happened once.
Those kids all got caught.
One young woman found a body, which I guess is good.
I mean, that just makes the
Yeah, I mean,
president.
the body had nothing to do with the game.
Yeah.
It's just like the woman who fell off of the cliff at the
Disclaimer.
Grand Canyon was not playing Pokemon.
Sure.
I mean, that just makes it saying, take a buddy, don't go fucking 3 a.m. to catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
And use fucking common sense.
This is during the. She was walking by a lake or a
Yeah.
pond or whatever, looking for water Pokemon.
First of all, where the fuck do you live that water like bodies just floating in your river?
I don't know.
Philadelphia. Schuylkill River. It's
Fuck Philly, dude. I went there for a bachelor party. It was pretty cool. But, hey, one night was enough for me. See you, Philly. So
There was
yeah.
a guy who was streaming. He said he witnessed a murder, and I think that was called out as a hoax.
Yeah, I was gonna say how fucking
there's
true
so
was
many
that?
hoaxes
Well,
right now.
the very first day they said that kid got like stabbed.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
the
it's stolen. That
Chicago
was
one.
found to be a hoax.
Yeah.
What about the reviews for this game? We talked about how like it seems like the only reviews that are popping up are really negative, but I mean, obviously those are going to get your clicks and things
Well,
like
not
that.
to mention, let's face it, the people who are enjoying the game aren't putting it down long enough to review it.
And also, a lot of people just don't care about the server issues. They're like, I'll just reload my phone, and there you go.
Yeah, man, I can tell you, I grinded my teeth a good.
I mean,
A good
last
couple
night while we
days.
were stuck at the park, we were waiting for about half an hour to get on the servers. We just kept walking, enjoying ourselves, and played some Brick Accident.
Yeah.
Because it was appropriate.
Hey, well, you know what? You do what you got to do at that point.
And then they
and
track
then
your
at one
phone, and
point,
then
I
you're
prayed
fucked.
to the great god Arceus, and the server came back online for me.
In the Twitch chat, as far as the comment of do we own ass beads? So I don't personally own any ass beads.
I own gas lease.
Yeah.
I unfortunately do not either.
I do have a Ghastly
Me too.
in my Pokemon
It's
Go.
a 10 CP one.
So
Oh,
guys,
man.
if you really
Real
want to
bad.
experience this game in the best way possible, hop on to Facebook, Google like
Anything.
points of interest in your town in Pokemon Go or like metro areas in your area. Like there are public invites on Facebook, on other social
Well, I mean,
media.
Every single team has a Facebook page for Florida. There's
Yeah.
a team
Yeah.
Valor, Florida team. I mean,
Yeah, you got it. You go on there and meet up with people. And you're going to meet people that you didn't know lived in your area and are some of the coolest people.
no, dude.
Yeah, I met some cool people at the
I
park.
was at work yesterday. We were going to visit some people, and as we were going through the neighborhood, there were these two ridiculously hot girls coming out of the pool wearing their bathing suits.
Piping hot bitches.
And,
Yeah.
and they
Playing Pokemon
stopped. And they stopped, and they were walking around with their phones like this, and like I know what they're doing. And I got out and I talked to them. They were trying to catch an otter. I pointed them in the direction of a Dratini that was in the area. We had a great interaction.
Dude rolls
It was
over there, goes,
awesome.
"How you doing?"
Basically,
Do you turn off AR?
Yes.
I started
Okay.
turning off AR
Yes.
today, and it changed my life because now I can catch Pokemon with my phone sitting on the table.
Yep.
Yep.
The AR was cool for 5 minutes, and then it got dumb.
turn off your AR unless
Oh,
you want to
the-
get a cool picture.
the
Turn off your
number
AR;
of
it'll save your
awesome
battery.
AR photos going on, like the Pidgey watching the guy take a dump.
Oh,
There's actually
There's one like a
a
dig on the
subreddit for
Yeah.
Pokemon Go porn,
Oh
and
my.
it's people just taking like erotic pictures with the Pokemon Go app, and it's mostly just like Diglett's, like
it's mostly just
where the dick would be. Yeah. I mean, that's the most common one that I've seen so far.
Trio.
Oh,
Too
but
bad
yeah,
Artillery's
guys,
not in the game yet.
hop on your social media, like meet
Mine's
up with
probably
some of
like
these
Genghis
people.
Khan, you know.
I have an Onyx. It's just fucking.
It's a slow.
I haven't
build,
seen a
but just for
Kangaskhan at
sale.
all in the game yet.
Yeah.
I know one person who
You
has
gotta go to
a
the
Disney
safari in Animal Kingdom.
Card. I am going to Disney tomorrow. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, found some Pokemon and some chick snapper. Yeah, there's actually a couple pictures of that.
Man, you're so salty.
But I guess I wish this is the one week that like I'm the only GameStop alum, because I wanted to talk about how the last one of the final midnights that we did there, and this was during like a week of there was like a month of like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and then Pokemon X and Y were coming out, and nobody wanted to do a midnight for Pokemon X and Y in like our kind of district, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. I want to do a midnight for these games because I think it can bring out a good crowd. And we ended up with several hundred pre-orders, and that was our best attended midnight release, was the Pokemon X and Y.
What?
It was the most fun midnight I've ever had. Families were there. We had a Smash Brothers tournament. Like the line wrapped around the building. It was like the coolest midnight that we did. I went out and did my Braveheart speech. I was like, you guys need to know that GameStop didn't want to do this midnight. And you guys fucking came out. And it was the best attended midnight that we did. That was when, Mel Gibson didn't say those things. That was when I realized, I'm like, okay, this thing has legs and it's beyond like the normal platforms. It's beyond you got a commercial during the NBA Finals, or it's beyond E3.
Well, you gotta think it sells more than 20 million units every generation.
Right, and it's a Waterboy speech. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was more of a Waterboy speech than it was a Braveheart speech. But you're right, and a lot of people attributed that. Well, most people have to buy 2 fucking games to catch them all.
Well, not to mention, remember, in order for people to enjoy a regular Pokemon game, you have to own a 3DS. You have to own a standalone system, and you have to buy the game. And then if you want to get all of it, you gotta buy the other game or have a friend.
Yeah.
This game has the lowest monetary entry to barrier with the widest natural appeal.
Yeah.
So if a regular Pokemon game with that wide barrier to entry gets 20 plus million sales per generation, and then you're talking, we're at what, Generation 6 now?
We're on Generation 6. Generation 7 is in November.
Exactly. So you're
That's
talking
sentiment.
this game is 6 generations deep, which translates into 3 real generations of
Yeah.
people.
There's
somewhere
so
around that.
much to
Like-
draw from.
Yeah, you're talking that a natural built-in market of about 1 billion people.
So we have a few people here saying, 4 to 5 months. I'm saying this thing's going to have a little bit longer legs, but I was also the guy that said that it was going to flop like a motherfucker.
But I think that even if the game does die in popularity, people are still going to fucking play it.
It depends on how well they engage the audience. Because you could say the same for Hearthstone or Plants vs. Zombies or Flappy Bird, all these games.
Hearthstone's still huge.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the level of engagement. As long as you can keep your audience engaged, give them something new at a regular enough interval to keep them wanting to play the game, like a new generation or intermingling with other trainers, friends lists, things like that, things to keep the avalanche rolling, it'll all be good.
I still play X and Y, so I don't see the
Yeah.
game dying.
So-
like you said.
Gotta catch them all. Pokemon,
I mean,
song, whatever.
Just wait. If they decide 3 months from now, if the game starts waning a little, go, we just added shinies.
Shinies. That's what needs to be.
What
That's
the
gonna,
fuck?
Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
fucking kill the game. Like, make it huge again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all
Hearthstone's
those
still
people
like the
come back.
third biggest game
And it-
streamed on Twitch.
And it's still a free app, so it's not like it's not living or dying. Like even, as long as it maintains like a solid core group of a fraction of the size of the current player base, that game will continue to be incredibly successful.
That's
I point
the
to
thing.
Clash of Clans.
In its first week, it's beat Clash of Clans. I'm trying to think of the other
It's like
one.
Dawn of War, I think.
Dawn of War.
Candy Crush, probably.
Well, did you see all the
Candy
other
Crush doesn't have a lot of microtransactions.
up.
I can't
There's
imagine.
an AR first-person shooter game that's going to be launching soon.
Did this game put AR on the map? Because I was kind of writing it off. Like HoloLens is a cool idea, but I didn't think it would be like a
Well,
mass
in my
thing.
experience with the AR in Pokemon Go, it's not very good, so I don't think so. But
This is they're already talking with Microsoft and Google. They're talking to Google to bring back Google Glass with a Pokemon interaction.
Oh,
So
God.
rather than taking the
So
phone out of your pocket,
care.
you're literally just walking around with the glasses.
I guess the big thing for me is less of an augmented reality thing, but like just having the real world maps and having to actually physically go out to certain places.
Yeah. I mean, my
Um,
biggest appeal with any Pokemon was just to catch them all.
so yeah, exactly.
And
So
that's what I wanna do
obviously,
here.
this was the biggest gaming story of the last several months, at least since E3.
yeah, it's
Easily.
unbelievable.
So-
Unbelievable.
Thanks for hanging in there with us while we nerded out, and I'm sure we'll revisit this a dozen times with every update, and maybe we can have Professor Neil give us his pro tips. This is T squared.
No, you're
Pokemon Go, the
Fucking
future of
Halo 2
MMOs.
tips.
You
Listen, man,
gotta pick a tree.
the number of people I coach in this game every day.
Professor Christmas Tree.
So,
Professor Pine.
in the meantime, other things did happen in the gaming world.
Yes.
Last week we talked at length with the T. Martin thing and the gambling and CS:GO and
Yep.
Making websites.
the random nature of like these loot crates that you purchase in game and how they lend themselves to like a pretty shady like secondhand like almost gaming black market with these skins and the rarity.
Just wait till trading comes on the Pokemon market and that eBay store blows up with people getting those Zapdoses.
You're right. So
I'll sell my phone. Has all 51 Pokemon.
So Rocket League got into the game, and they finally launched the random crates with like the random drop items inside the crates. I assume this is something that they had planned a lot longer ago, but how bad is the timing on this, considering like everyone thought this YouTube thing was going to go away, and now there's like pending litigation.
Well, the timing's bad, but their use of the system isn't.
Okay,
they're not
so
doing exclusive skins. They're not, it's
so
just-
how is it different from like CS:GO?
So CS:GO or like
Hearthstone
Smite,
or
for
whatever.
example, is like for this week only, you can buy this skin and it's gone, and that's why the skin goes up in popularity for CS:GO. You can sell it for like millions of dollars. For Rocket League, it's just like here it is. You can buy it. It's like loot crates in Overwatch. There's no exclusivity. of
So
it.
do you know what you're buying when you buy it?
I don't think so. I think it's a random drop.
So it's a random drop, but is it like
But
it's a mixture of these items?
I think it's a mixture of the new premium items. 'Cause
Okay.
Right now, there's like uncommon, rare, very rare, superior item drops, which you can just get by playing the game.
Okay.
Like I got one last night on stream. got my heart.
And you're still playing Rocket League regularly.
Yeah.
Does this kind of
every day
breathe a
pretty much.
little bit of extra life into the game? I know that CS:GO coasted off of like their secondhand market.
I don't think so because I don't give a shit about it. And I know a lot of pros don't even use toppers,
Sure.
but I think that's what keeps this game alive is the pros and the casuals.
Okay.
More pros than casuals, I mean to say.
Martin, turn your mic on.
T. Martin.
What is T.
I'm
Martin?
still here.
Swear to God, this is not the same guy.
Got me. I mean,
What is just help me out a little bit? What is the appeal of like these crates and all of these games? Now, with Rocket League, there's obviously a low monetary barrier to entry, and on PlayStation it was free for a while. What keeps people coming back to things like Counter-Strike, and now with Rocket League with these crates?
Put that also with League of Legends.
League of Legends.
Because they're right. I heard on Reddit, which League of Legends, like there's exclusive skins. Like early on in the season, in season 2, they released out a ribbon skin. That's a World Championship skin, and you can only get it at that particular time. But they're gonna release it this world, so I'm gonna get it because I don't have it. That's when I started playing it. I got it into the game. But like going back to the CS:GO and all those crates, usually you just play Counter-Strike normal by yourself with bots, whatever, friends. You get a random crate. Usually it's the crate that's relevant.
We need the key to open it, right?
Huh?
You need a key to open the
You need
crate.
a key to open it, and
Yeah.
I bought $25 worth of keys.
I think Rocket League's not doing the whole key thing. I could be wrong, but
So you get them and you open them, and then the thing is, once that crate is done, that it's gone. Like you can't get like. You
oh,
don't, like
because
they won't sell that crate.
it's like by
anymore,
seasons
you won't-
or something.
They won't make that. They
Hey,
won't
Martin,
have that drop.
talk into your microphone.
he's really angry right now.
I know.
He's passionate.
Yeah, the chat can't hear you very well.
But I think Rocket League's just like doing loot crates what Overwatch did. Like,
Okay.
here's 2 random items or whatever it is, and it could be shitty ones, and you can actually turn in the old duplicates into new items.
Oh, okay.
So I
okay.
think they're just trying to accelerate that trading.
So
system.
that's kind of like a self-contained market then.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different than like going on and gambling your skins
And the reason why I
and
think
buying
the
your
reason,
fucking
talking
house
about
in
Overwatch?
Orlando.
no Rocket League. But I think the reason why they're not going through Steam is because they have it on consoles.
Okay,
So they have one mass market that they
Sure.
just do it through consoles and PS4 and
smart to kind of stay away from
or
that
not
right
Steam,
now,
but PC.
at least.
Sure. I don't really think it's going to bring new life to the game. now.
I'm still really pissed off that dude has a house.
Dude, he fucking lives. He's probably gone by now.
No, he's there.
Did you hear he put another apology video and then he took it back down?
Yeah, so he posted a couple of days after we talked about it. It was like Thursday night. He posted an apology video, and he was just like,
He saw
it wasn't even like a real
He
apology. It
saw
was
your
like,
rant.
yeah, he must have felt really bad that I wanted his fucking house taken away. But he,
the
T. Martin
echoes.
on his YouTube video or his YouTube posted another apology
Salt.
video. And, yes, lots of salt. And he wasn't even apologizing. He was like, "I'm sorry that you didn't know."
Yeah, I'm sorry that you didn't know that I own this website, that I was...
Yeah, it was a matter of public knowledge, and it's like, okay, if you knew to look for like the business charter that had his name, Trevor Martin, at the top of like the founder, then great. But you were still on YouTube fucking in March, like 4 months after you founded that website, saying you just found this new website, and like, okay, clever play on words if you have a guilty conscience, but you're a motherfucker and you shouldn't have a house.
And then he went and took the video back down again. This is a third apology video that he posted and took down.
And fuck your 2 nice cars. And in his apology video, he has it angled up so you can see his fucking staircase to his loft. And just outside his French glass doors, he's got his fucking like $50,000 SUV parked at like an askew angle, like a cocksucker on MTV Cribs. Just so you know, I'm so sorry that you didn't know I was fucking you, but I fucked you in the ass, no spit.
Ooh.
I don't know how I got back on that.
Man,
I'm still pissed at it.
Jeez.
It really irks you, doesn't it?
That's a...
Yeah,
That's real
that,
deep.
that dude had Rocket League in your butt. So,
I'll make sure I let them know all that.
yeah, Martin, let your homeboy T. Martin know that I'm out for him. I'm out for him.
No spit.
If I see him running around
Well, you know, I
Orlando,
bet you that guy was a Crane's Rooster.
I'm gonna have some. If I see him down at the next Pokemon gathering,
I had the Lake Eola one.
I'm gonna have some words with him. I bet he has a fucking house on Lake Eola. He has some waterfront property. Fuck him. Waterfront property.
All right, back to Rocket
I
League.
pay rent. But
Back
yeah,
to Rocket
good
League.
for Rocket League trying to find ways to kind of engage the community that's already there, and then still sort of no, I don't want to say pilfer, but recognize that there is another community there that likes like the randomness of these crates and things like that, and tries to capitalize on that. But the core gameplay in Rocket League is so good anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's the rumor is their next update's gonna be volleyball based.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
And they should do the same thing where like maybe on Xbox or PlayStation they just make it a free download for a month or something like that, and re-energize the community.
Not really expensive. They just released the collector's edition, which is a physical copy of the game.
It should just come out with a Matchbox.
Yeah. But they just released a physical copy of the game that comes with the newest upgrade, which is like the Aftershock bundle.
Cool.
And 3 new cars, a couple new flags and stuff.
Good for them. And if I remember correctly, the developers put out like the same game before it and it didn't hit, and then they just did it again.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's literally the same game with less maps.
Yeah.
And then they put all the maps back in it.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The newest map's pretty sweet.
Nancy just did it.
Yeah.
The same thing. I just put out the same game again, but it has a different skin.
The newest map is Neon Tokyo, and the announcer is like an Asian, like Japanese guy, anime guy. Fucking great.
I'm gonna need like just straight up like Premier League announcers.
Yeah, Andres Cantor, football.
Like for the whole thing.
It's cool.
Just get Jeremy Clarkson.
If you actually participate,
that would be. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In the ESL
that would be outstanding.
You could get cool like little tags on your name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Stampede David 321.
Stampede David 321 with the very generous follow.
For a second, I thought it was Stimpy.
What year is it? I just want you to know that we appreciate your support of GCUB and Battlefield 1 hype.
Oh yeah.
Battlefield 1 hype.
The alpha is live right now.
The alpha is live. You can see some people playing
for select users.
Randomly selected users, but it's like the highest. Yeah, and it's marketing. Sure, we talked about that with Overwatch, where it's random users, but it seems to be all the people with the biggest following, and that's fine. It's clever marketing. Good for Battlefield 1, and good for people that want to see that game.
It's odd because that game is an alpha being streamed right now, and it's really low on the list, which is weird.
Pokemon.
Pokemon's number 2 right now.
They kind of ran into a few things. There were a few tournaments over the weekend. SGDQ happened.
Yeah, SGDQ was last week.
And Pokemon Go.
And then the Counter-Strike thing.
It was like a perfect storm of shit happening on
It's still
Twitch.
pretty low. Like, League of Legends is still number 1.
And don't forget,
League of Legends is never
It
really
is another war shooter,
We're 3 weeks out from No Man's Sky.
Hey, No Man's Sky's on the way.
And it's finished. The game is.
It has gone
gold.
Yeah,
it went gold. It went gold
but
last
can you
week.
catch Pokemon in it?
Ain't a way.
I bet you can mod it.
Do you need to? There's 18 quintillion.
Yeah, I was going to say, Neil's making up.
No, that's actually literally what the report said.
What was that? That they had over the weekend? It was like Game for Good or like for charity?
No, it was
SGDQ.
Yeah,
So Summer Games Done
Quick.
Quick. They do 2 of them, and it's a bunch of speedrunners. The speedrunner community gets together, and they do like 8 or 9 dozen speed runs over the course of a week, and it's live 24/7. And they do one in January called Awesome Games Done Quick, and then they do one usually in July or August, Summer Games Done Quick. And it's my favorite week on Twitch.
Yep.
And I just leave that shit on 24/7.
Whoa. Bob Ross.
Well, Bob Ross
was
Mondays,
an exception.
Fridays. Yeah, I love Bob Ross. But
now it's on Netflix.
yeah, Bob Ross is on Netflix now, man. But Summer
Yeah, but
Games
there's
Done
no
Quick
chat.
and Awesome Games Done Quick. Yeah, that chat is what makes that. It's some of the coolest shit. And I remember last year when that dude triggered everyone in the building and all like 70,000 people watching him do Crash Bandicoot because he was making suicide jokes based off the strat that he was using. But then at the end, he was like, because nobody was laughing at his jokes, this is like a speedrunner sitting in a room packed full of people and like 70,000 people watching him do the speedrun. He's like, I'm just gonna go get a gun, come back in here and kill everybody.
Prince Vegeta talks about the ESL with the League of Legends. Did you guys see the clip from that where the League of Legends announcers that was in between 2 games and they were in the middle of announcing and one of the announcers was on his phone. He's like, there's a Pikachu over in the studio. I gotta go. And he leaves the studio and he gets like, what the fuck, a Pikachu? It's like, we'll be right back, guys. And then both left the stage.
I did not see that, but I completely believe
There's
that.
some really like cringy stuff that comes from those like live commentating videos.
Yep.
And they bring on like the players that I've never seen the light of day. And like, I play games. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's human interaction?
Yeah, exactly. Xavier Woods was live catching Pokemon.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods, PhD,
And Kenny Omega.
And Kenny Omega, yeah. And oh yeah, they did the Street Fighter thing as well at CEO. Man,
I
we're
took off
kind
his
of a
shirt at
hotbed.
the E Honda.
We're kind of a hotbed these days.
Anyway, what's next?
Promise you won't get dead. Come to Orlando.
CS:GO players all tatted up men.
Yeah, it's like the
That's fair.
tap out fucking
Well,
like
and
affliction.
that's mostly European players because that was
The-
in
the European.
CSL Cologne.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
And
So European
most
players are
of-
tatted up.
There was only
well, they left the
one
EU,
North
so
American team.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was a couple, but the one North American team was Team Liquid, and they made some finals and they lost to Brazilian team.
Yeah.
So it's one Brazilian team.
obrigado.
Okay.
That's all I know in Portuguese.
Guys, in the chat, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I see Stampy David has a question as well. At the end of our topics, we will actually hit a little bit of a good old-fashioned Q&A that's coming up in about 5 minutes. In the meantime, Necropolis launched.
Yeah.
You played it for a little while.
Yeah. David and I both played it.
How'd it
David,
go?
A lot of fun.
What'd you
this is
think?
Necropolis.
Necropolis?
This is where
It's a lot of fun. It's
Come on.
basically dungeon
Quiet.
crawling with permadeath.
Now, is it randomly generated like kind of like a Diablo or?
It seems randomly generated.
Okay,
I think it is 100% randomly
I love me
generated.
some dungeon crawling.
It's a lot of fun. It's very stressful. There's friendly
It's incredibly stressful. They just throw
yeah.
you in.
How
It's-
important is the team dynamic?
very because
It's really interesting because there's friendly fire.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you'll kill your team. I died a few times. Joe kept shooting me.
yeah, there's a lot of friendly fire. If you got a big weapon, it slashes. You can slash everybody in the way. There's like kiting and tanking. Like
So are there there's classes?
No.
There's
No?
no class. You just spawn in. You get your base character model. You can change like the colors. You can be a male or female.
Okay.
That's about it when you start. And then once you get into the game, once you get into the levels and stuff, you start beating enemies and they'll drop weapons. You get better weapons from drops, and you'll come upon chests and they'll have like clothes and hats, and then there'll be better weapons. Like
Yeah,
And
like-
so,
the
real
only-
quick, completely off topic, but
Yep.
speaking of friendly fire, I hear the new Overwatch character can snipe her
Sa-
own team.
Heal
the
sniper.
heal sniper.
yeah, she's a support sniper. If you want, I'll do a cover thing about it after we
absolutely,
talk
yeah.
about it. Sure.
But like the only like class base is like you use a little dagger that's quick. You use like a Arabian Nights weapon. If what they're called, the curved blades.
Yeah.
A
Halo.
scimitar. You
Yeah.
spawn with a scimitar and a shield.
And
Okay.
then that, you hit it faster. You gotta get wands. You can get guns. You get.
So is
two-handers.
it's like your abilities based off the weapons that you're holding, or
Yes,
Yeah.
whatever damage you deal is based on whatever weapons
Yeah.
you're holding. Like
And
you're
some
supposed to have a
weapons are-
shield and a sword, but then I saw that Tom got a wand and he was using
Yeah.
a wand and hitting people
Now
with
it's
it
poisoning people
instead of a shield, and he just had a shield and a wand, which made me to believe. I think you can duel with. I bet you there's like a shield that's also a sword, so you can do a little bit
Joe
of
had
both.
a gun, so he's shooting fire. It was pretty
Nice.
cool. So
Cool.
the game's cool. It's a lot of fun. It's better with people.
are you going to be playing it anymore?
I'll
on
probably
stream?
play it tonight.
Are you going to be playing on yours
So
or?
wait,
Play on mine, yeah.
you're gonna
Okay.
play that instead of going on an adventure?
It's fucking midnight.
And
Your butt.
Your
block
bot.
attacks? Or,
Yes,
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 yeah.
you can.
Block or parry or?
Yeah, you can block, and yeah, there are buttons you can move back. The button scheme in that game is really strange and weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be played on a controller.
If you're going to be playing it tonight, go ahead and pop in the chat real quick with your channel.
Yeah,
Havoc Red Cell
it's me.
is this dapper
Hi.
gentleman right here. He actually streams on his channel, so
I do.
give him the very generous follow if you haven't already, and he'll probably be playing some Necropolis throughout the week.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, afternoon.
Tomorrow.
Noon or 1, depending on the time I wake up.
We have very important plans tomorrow, so
We do? Shit.
We do. It's the 13th.
Just Blades?
Just Blaze 420.
Just Bliss.
We're gonna watch some pro wrestling.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good time.
We're going to do bad chance. Reddit's going to hate us.
I can't wait to do Bad Chance. and Reddit will talk about how we're fucking the smarky Orlando crowd. And
Yeah.
guess what?
It's a conversation
Orlando's
for the
kind of
other
popping
podcast.
these days.
Yeah, Linda's pretty big deal.
Yeah, but Necropolis, 30
Even
bucks.
T. Martin lives here.
It's true.
Fuck T. Martin. I just got triggered.
Just to end the topic, Necropolis, 30 bucks. Worth the fucking 30 bucks.
It's
Yes.
it's really fun game. Very well done.
Fun, just easy popping.
For those of you who are
pop-outs.
huge fans of Crimson Skies and Shadowrun, it's by the same guys.
Nice.
At the time, they were Fossa Studios, and now they are. I don't know the studio name now.
It's
No
the same.
idea.
It's the same group. It's kind of like how the important people at Rare left and did
And then,
ukulele.
yeah, they do
Tweet at
ukulele
them,
now.
They'll like your tweet because they like
Hey.
my tweet.
Nice. We like that.
Yeah.
We like that social media. Real quick news item, and I was talking with Neil about this before the show. Sony reiterates all PlayStation VR games will work with the DualShock 4, so the Move controllers are not required. Neil, your thoughts?
I think they're going in a negative direction with that.
Okay.
A lot of the negative feedback the Oculus has gotten so far, and a lot of the reason why a lot of the early adopters are returning it or canceling their orders is because having to use a controller to navigate the game takes you out of the VR experience. It stops you from being fully immersive, whereas people who are playing on the Vive are having a much better experience, even though it does not run as well on a lot of computers as the Oculus does, because they can still, even the lower frame rates, stay and be more immersed in the VR. And I think with Sony already being the underdog as far as performance,
Sure.
the last thing they want to do is tell you, hey guys, you can optionally choose not to do this, because you know what's going to happen when people are already dropping $400 in the system. They're going to go the cheapest route to get into it.
Right.
And then that's when the avalanche of negative comments is going to come back. Like, I don't know what people are talking about. I didn't feel like Batman at all. I was just sitting here throwing boomerangs.
I can tell. Wow.
Yeah.
I can tell you every PlayStation VR demo that I've played at multiple conventions has been with Move controllers. And I played London Heist, where that was my first VR experience, where I had the desk in front of me and I had to open the drawer with the trigger, pull it open, grab the clip, grab the gun, load the clip, and then aim. And it was to the point where I was leaning on the desk that wasn't there for leverage and like almost falling. And that was part of the immersion, was like I'm doing all these things with my hands.
Yeah.
So I've sold my Move controllers long ago. I went back hoping to find some bargain basement ones because I know they were cheap as like $5. Now they gone back up in fucking price.
Yeah, of course they have.
They're back up in fucking price.
Luckily,
$30.
this guy found
Yeah.
some.
Well, if you guys happen to hit any pawn shops in the meantime, just let me know.
Hey, where's my VR?
It's amazing how closed off those pawn shops are to like the world of video games and tech
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Because you can snag stuff for dirt cheap.
They're not paying attention.
Yeah.
They just know that people aren't buying this, so I'm going to put it up for real cheap.
Not to mention, you could always haggle the price down even more.
Oh yeah, 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean it's not a corporation. It's not MSRP. So it literally is Pawn Stars. But you said it ruins the immersion of
Yes.
the DualShock ruins the immersion. I would use the DualShock for things like Eve Valkyrie or like a flying game where I'm just kind of looking around in my cockpit. But I agree with you that I would probably want the Move controllers.
Like Farpoint, I bet you that would be much better with the gun
of
attachment.
course, yeah, exactly.
So that's where you want to experience that
Right.
kind of thing.
But
Do you want me to talk about the Overwatch?
yeah,
thing?
here's some Overwatch real quick.
Okay, so very surprisingly, last week Blizzard posted a picture of a diagram of a sniper rifle, and it was just an Overwatch, like a bunch of Overwatch references and whatnot. And then today they actually released a trailer of the next character that's an Overwatch. Her name is Anna Amari. She's Pharah's mom. And for those of you who play Overwatch, you know Pharah's. She's a very, very, very relevant character. She's a very... People don't like Pharah.
Okay.
But it's her mom. So anyway, she's
But
a sniper.
what's
She's
this
a support
range of a
sniper. And she's gonna go in support column. The support only has 4 characters at the moment, so they need the extra. They need the 5th one. She has really crazy abilities. If she shoots anybody on her team, they instantly heal whatever health they're missing. They instantly heal to 100%, which is like insane. That's so retarded. She has one of her abilities is a tranquilizer dart. So if anybody's doing their super or something, she just hits them with the trank, and they're out for like 7 seconds. It's so crazy. The other one she drops a mine, and it just if your teammate is walks around that mine and they're low on health, it heals them up whenever they come across the mine. And then her super is called nanomites.
Hey, we got follow.
And-
Thank you for that follow.
Swixius, a very generous follow. Thank you so much for your support.
So speaking of mines, it just occurred to me, why have all these first-person shooter games gotten away from mines?
Because it's fucking cheap.
Oh, it was great in GoldenEye.
Remote mines, proximity mines,
Toxic
time
mines
mines.
were one of the best.
Call of Duty ruined it. Claymore's overpowered.
Claymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, man, there are some first-person shooters that I have played recently that do incorporate mines, and they are like
The
insane.
follow.
Destiny has landmines, and they're retarded. When Halo 4 was a thing,
Well, I'm not talking about.
they had that gun that you put against the wall.
That you can drop and forget it.
Adam
talking about one that you have
Pugh
to
with the
actively
very
involve
generous
yourself
follow. Thank you so much, Adam Pugh, for your support. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks
Yeah,
for
really
watching.
appreciate it. Real quick, in a couple of seconds, does this class kind of upset the balance of the game at all?
It's too early to tell. First of all, it hasn't been released. They just announced
the
it,
game's not
and they said
balanced.
it's coming soon. So they don't even have a release date for it
Okay,
yet.
so this isn't even like on the horizon yet.
Yeah, but everyone's still freaking out about it. I think it's going to be good. I think it's it fills a role that needs to be there. There's only one real sniper in the game. The other one's Hanzo, and he has a really steep learning curve, so a lot of people don't like him. So I think this is going to fill that gap. I think he's going to do very well.
But do you really want an easy to play sniper?
No.
I would rather have a sniper class in any game be the one where you have to actually meticulously train yourself to play it.
He has a bow. Like,
Well, I mean, it's
Like-
all about arcing with them and like knowing how far your team is.
Okay.
But like, if you place a Widowmaker and a Hanzo trying to kill Pharah, the Widowmaker's always going to win.
yeah.
Game is already. Oh,
Joe's
so,
the
so
biggest,
it took
for,
Overwatch hate for Joe to come out of the woodwork.
Thank you for putting down Rocket League.
Joe just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, Joe, thanks
Got
for putting
him.
that Rocket League to come in here and talk shit. And thank you guys for your expert opinions tonight on everything that was Pokemon Go and T. Martin's fucking house and Overwatch and Rocket League.
And Necropolis.
Martin, let him know. And Necropolis. Again, $30. Buy it. It's worth
great.
it.
Yeah.
In the
Play with
meantime,
me.
That'll be my new segment.
I'll add you on
Pokemon
Steam.
Go tips.
hey, this guy will
Yeah.
add you on Steam. Follow him on Twitch.
And
He'll
we'll
add you on
play.
Steam. In the meantime, I see we have a whopping one question
Ask your questions now.
in the
Q&A.
question and
All
answer
the troll
section.
questions.
Chance to get questions
So
in.
if you have anything to ask, now is the time. I will get to this one question in our Q&A bucket, and it is
Joe,
from
ask us a question.
new follower Stampy David 321. He asks, and we've answered this one
All
a
the way
lot, but
from
we'll do it
Ireland.
again.
All the way from Ireland.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully he's still in the chat.
my man.
Yeah.
What is your favorite video game?
Joe
And we'll
Overwatch.
go around, and we'll start with Neil. And we'll go all
Oh,
the
I
way
gotta
around.
think.
Mine is still Legend of Zelda: A Link
Oh,
to the
man.
Past. It still has the most link to me,
God, I wanted to say the same.
but
A Link to My Past.
but Pokemon Go is rising up there.
I don't know if you know this, Tom, but if you can have the same favorite game as someone else.
No.
It's
You
someone's
gotta-
favorite game
you
because it
gotta-
was good.
He just
so.
get
You
a obscure game out there.
Are you like trying to like
Yeah.
have to have a hipster?
He's gonna have like a
favorite
trolley
game?
game. Yeah.
No, I
We
mean,
all-
The Battletoads
Wait,
for
hold
the
on, hold on.
NES.
Everybody on three. David's favorite game. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Halo.
Spider-Man 2 and the PS2.
I wasn't done that joke.
He's like, Halo, damn it. Wait.
You're gonna say like Halo?
I was expecting everybody to say like Halo 2, Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
and Ninja Gaiden and shit like
We've
that.
got you pegged.
Yeah, it's true. I was gonna say
We know
Dark
where you
Machine.
stand.
Yeah.
Well, however, the new Spider-Man game might steal that title.
Oh, I know.
Don't get me started on
He's
that
getting
one.
reverse T. Martin over there.
Oh my
New
god.
question.
Brother
But my-
Nero.
Oh my God! Take that question.
You too.
Take that question. Your favorite game?
It's between Halo 2 and Link to the Past.
Halo 2 and Link to the Past. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess if you can have 2, I'll have 3. So
Damn.
And
Fine.
Guacamelee.
My second one's Pokemon Go.
okay.
All right,
Sure.
I have not been involved in a game
Wait,
like
what's your
this in a
top
long
threes
time.
then?
Okay. So
All right,
top
what's
3.
your third one then?
Link to the
I gotta
Past,
think of my
Pokemon
third
Go,
one.
and
That's a good
StarCraft.
one.
I saw that one coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine has to be World of Warcraft probably.
Okay.
I put too much time into the game and not my
Okay.
favorite game.
I put a lot of time into it, but I regret it.
I do regret every single minute of it.
So many New Year's Eve just setting off fake fireworks.
Literally driving home before midnight to catch the fucking stupid dress that you could wear with your character.
Dude, we were like level 13, and we're sitting at a bonfire with some of our closest friends. We're like, "You want to go run Dead Mines?" And this is before like Dead Mines was like legit. Let's go run Dead Mines. And we're like, okay. And we all left, but we didn't tell anyone where we were going. We texted it to each other. Fuck, we sucked.
Fuck.
My-
KOTOR, I'll go to put
Oh
KOTOR.
fuck.
KOTOR is good.
Yeah,
Okay,
KOTOR
no
is
more.
number 3.
KOTOR, fuck.
Yeah,
You just
that's
ruined
my-
my top 3. Okay, so it's got to be with BioWare.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that the KOTOR formula was at its best in Mass Effect 2, one of my favorite games.
I don't know,
TM,
good game.
Mark.
Great game.
Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games ever, along with Super Mario Brothers 3, because I remember when my dad bought the fucking game for me from a service merchandise.
Maybe that's why I like Link to the Past the best. That was the first item in my entire life that I purchased with my own money.
Oh, yeah, I remember I was looking at the game under glass with my dad, and I was going, oh my, I remember the box was all yellow with the blueprint. Mario's on the front with the fucking raccoon. Had all the Mario games up to that point, and he's just like, not today, not today. We get home, or we don't even get home. We're in the car, we're driving home, and just throws it at me, hits me. Pick it up.
Hit you in the face.
Hits me in the face. Hits 5-year-old Mark. Hits young Mark in the face.
Whoa.
I pick it up. Lost my mind. Got
Youngster
home.
Mark.
My mom was sitting there, and she'd watch me play a game. It's the first time my mom slapped me in the face. It's when I threw the controller. When I died at Bowser. And I died at Bowser because that was the mechanic where
And
he
that
would
was
have
the
to
origin of
stomp.
assault.
He stomped 3 times in the same brick pattern, and he'd fall through. I thought the battle wasn't over, baby. I chased him. I jumped down that hole. I died. Game over.
And that's when you first learned that you fucking hate T. Martin.
Yeah, fuck T. Martin. That was the first time I ever said fuck T. Martin's house. And my mom slapped me in the face and said, if you ever throw a controller like that again, it will be the last controller you ever see. And I never threw a controller again.
Until
Pokemon Go.
Until T. Martin
Until
across
Tuck
the
and Roll
room.
made that fucking shitty level.
Until Tuck and Roll made that fucking shit, which I beat. And I should have recorded, and I'll go back and I'll record that for
You
YouTube.
beat it after the fact?
I beat it legitimately when I was
okay.
sober.
No,
I do Mario Maker Thursdays, the second Thursday of every month on GCUBs, and
with no pizza stealing wife.
with no pizza stealing wife this time. But I was bombed the last time I played because I was drinking at NXT. I went home, I drank more,
Yeah, I was there.
and I was having a hard time, and I could not beat this level. So I ended up beating it later on, and I'll put it on YouTube for Tuck and Roll. I don't think he's in the chat today, but I'll put it on YouTube because he said he wouldn't make any more levels for me until I beat it legitimately because I found his dev route.
Yeah.
And I beat it that way.
We were all there.
Yeah.
We all laughed.
So between it's Mass Effect 2 and
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers 3, and this is not in any particular order, Metal Gear Solid. And I was probably 11 or 12 when I was playing that game, and spoiler alert for a game that came out in 97, Master
Triggered.
Miller taking off the glasses and pulling his ponytail out, and it's liquid. It's like, that motherfucker told me about Alaskan field mice, and I trusted him. And it was my evil twin brother the whole time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Martin,
Fucking
what a
brother
soap
Nero.
opera.
fucking brother Nero.
Well, my favorite game is
League of Legends.
Huh?
Oh.
No. It's actually I play no particular order. I like World of Warcraft. I put a lot of time into that.
League of Legends.
First four expansions.
Vanilla?
CS Scout.
Vanilla.
Vanilla BC was it
Wrath.
I checked out at Cap.
Yeah, I checked
I remember raiding Molten Core. My mom put in my room and just turn off the fucking screen, like sitting still. Like, I'm in the darkness. You don't see
Shit.
me.
The other one, I remember Metal Gear Solid. I like Metal Gear Solid. I remember playing that along with Grand Theft Auto 3 and Final Fantasy X. My first Final Fantasy X. Out of those two, out of all those three, I like.
Yeah,
those.
forgot about Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy X has a lot of legs. Obviously,
Seven
my wife's a
for me.
huge Final Fantasy fan, but 10 was one of the first ones that my friends played. Had all that voice acting in it. It was PS2.
Yeah, that was my first Final Fantasy. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell's all deal with it? And then it got me to the next one was
And-
Final Fantasy 7 and 8, and I like.
I did go to MegaCon and had David Hayter sign my Metal Gear Solid black label PlayStation first edition, and it says, "Mark, don't think, shoot." And that's what he tells Meryl when she's fucking
Awesome.
tweaking out, and because she's never killed
Yeah.
before. And it says, "Mark, don't think, shoot, Snake," and then David Hayter underneath it. And he was like the
fuck?
coolest.
That's awesome.
He was the coolest, most down to earth motherfucker. I talked to him for 5 minutes about nothing I wanted to talk to him about. And we were literally just he's like, I haven't really seen much of Orlando. My daughter's here. And we talked about our fucking kids. I talked about my kids with Solid fucking Snake and Big Boss. Get the fuck out of here. And then afterwards, someone paid him $40 to do their voicemail message. And I was like, I need to get back in line. David, what do you got?
So obviously everyone knows that my Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2 is number one. Shadow of the Colossus is definitely number 2.
Yes.
Shadow of the Colossus. I've always advocated for that
Cult
game.
favorite.
Number 3.
And Halo 2 will be number 3.
How'd you feel about that ending, though?
Which one?
Man,
Halo 2.
I'll tell you what. When I
Look,
first,
we didn't finish the fight though.
I'll tell you the story. When I
bad,
first started Halo 2, my dad, I was freaking out about it because I was still in middle school at the time.
2004, right?
Yeah,
You were still young,
2004.
Dave.
I had just graduated. It was the first midnight release I could attend because it wasn't a school night for me.
Yeah, and I begged my dad to go, and we went, and he sat there and he watched me start opening it, and he's like, "This is like a movie," and I was like, "Yeah, it's really, they do a really good job," and I was so proud of myself. I was like, "Man, maybe that means I'm kind of mature that I'm playing this really cool game." But I'll tell you what, I love the story up until I thought I'd never.
Is not mature.
When the ending happened, I was like, "This is the end." What the?
My
I picked up the controller. Chief says, I'm finishing the fight.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
I was
finish
like,
the fight, and then
here we go,
credits.
boys.
And
And
I was
then I
like-
watched the credits. I was like, maybe there's an after the level thing, and then it brought me back to the main menu. It was like 3 a.m. and we had just gotten like our I just got this game like 2 days ago. My friend stayed at my house. We stayed awake like nonstop. We did the same thing for Halo 3.
Yeah.
I called him 3 a.m.
Yeah.
His mom picks up the phone. No cell phones yet. I'm like, I need to talk to Ryan. It's Ryan Bubar, and he picks up the phone. And he goes, "Did you beat it?" I go, "Yeah, did you?" He goes, "What the fuck?"
yeah.
And we were like, well, maybe we got to do it on Legendary. So we came back.
Better
We got to do it on
ending.
co-op. But I mean, that game was I got a job for Halo 2 so that I could get internet, so that I could play Xbox Live.
That's
I got a job, third shift, stocking shelves at a supermarket just so I could pay for internet and Xbox Live, and the rest was history. Halo 2, fucking
Yeah,
sweet
that
game.
awesome.
multiplayer was on point.
yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I don't think multiplayer would be where it's at without Halo 2 right now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think it would have gotten
Yeah.
there.
Cough, so cough.
Cops.
Rest
Sam
in
Grizzle in the
peace.
Twitch chat says, more Pokemon? Is there a way to ban myself? You actually missed all the Pokemon, so no need for the ban.
Yeah,
We talked all about Pokemon.
I'm going to check the Q&A real quick, guys.
Yeah, we have
Again,
one
this
more
is our
question.
and answer, and it looks like we only have one left in here.
It's the best question.
And it's the
ever.
best question fucking ever. What's your take on Broken Matt and Brother Nero?
What the fuck is that?
So, do you guys remember the Hardy Boys?
yes,
Matt and Jeff Hardy?
They're
Yeah.
still a thing.
They're still a thing. They're not in the WWE anymore.
like
they're
years
in
ago.
TNA now, and they're still
TNA's
they're,
still around?
Is
Yeah.
still
yeah. And okay, so
Leave that
I'm
now.
gonna blow your
Leave
fucking
this on
mind.
WWE.
Who is the chief investor in TNA right now? You know this. Don't answer.
Yeah, it's yeah, I know this.
Not Jeff Jarrett anymore, right?
Billy Corgan,
Yeah.
Really?
Smashing Pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
So
Dixie
he's
Carter.
infusing them with money right now to keep them alive, and they're literally going taping to taping. They're not on like normal TV, and they're on Pop TV.
Yeah.
Now it's like a hard channel to get.
And all their shows are just free. Like, just go to Universal and walk in.
Yeah.
It already was that way.
Yeah. Well, now it still is.
they started touring for a little while, like during the Hogan time, and they got the four-sided ring, and they were touring for a little bit. And then Hogan was like, "Yeah, fuck this! I got a Legends contract. I'm out of here. I haven't said anything racist yet. I'm going to WWE. I haven't taken over Gawker Media and gotten all my divorce
You know
losses
you can
yet.
still buy his WWE toys at FIU?
Great, sign me up,
Let's do it.
brother."
Nero.
So Matt and Jeff Hardy are still around, but they've kind of reinvented themselves. Well, at least Matt Hardy has.
Oh, Destination X
And
is today.
when I looked at him, I was kind of, I have it set to record. It's kind of like, how would you describe it? I saw it as like his outer appearance and just kind of like the way that he was talking was almost like Prince.
Well, he went from normal Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
I love Jeff Hardy too. I'm fucking rich. My wife's hot. Fuck you. my
I
dick's
speak
big.
with like a ridiculous accent.
And then he went to like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking Prince, essentially.
brother Nero. So he
Yeah.
calls his brother Jeff Hardy brother Nero, and he says that he must be deleted, and it's all going to be documented. So the motherfucker is like, they filmed like a multi-part like
Soap opera.
documentary, like soap opera with like drone cameras and shit. They basically, it was like backyard wrestlers went to a company and said, "Give us a cable TV budget and let us do whatever the fuck we want."
It's hilarious.
And over the course of like a week, Matt and Jeff Hardy, with the help of like one or two other people, filmed this multi-part like soap opera that you can find on YouTube, and it was aired on TNA programming about them fighting to like delete each other. And the funny part is like Matt's gone insane, and like, but like you always thought Jeff was crazy with all like the paint and the art, and he's like
Yeah.
mowing patterns into his lawn. And there's Matt like, "I'm gonna delete my brother Nero," and he's like fucking up his lawn and
this
shit.
candle
Like
will
that.
burn for the eternity of you, Maxwell.
Yeah, and they're like they're like setting fire to shit
Yeah.
and like getting their like wife and like baby son involved and their gardener,
Yeah.
Senor Benjamin.
Who's also like their fucking butler.
Yeah, so it is like the most ridiculous fucking thing, but it's also simultaneously like the best thing on the internet and TV right now.
It's insane.
And because it's like, here's these two guys who, like, for all intents and purposes, for everybody else in the room, are like washed up wrestlers from the 90s. The whole
No, not the
fucking,
90s. That was the early 2000s.
you know, fucking
Yeah.
doing these things, and they're doing the flips off the ladders.
Twist of fate, bro.
Yeah, and now they're it's like, it's fucking hilarious.
It's great.
One of the
Lita
best things
can't
on the
do that.
internet. And yeah,
Lita's
Good for
a
them.
Lita's a commentator now.
yeah, Lita's no longer, yeah, she don't do that stuff no more.
No more thongs.
So no more thongs. She's got to be in her 40s now too.
She's still hot.
Pretty close. Yeah, I would. Guys, that's it for Q&A, and that's it for GCUB Live. So thanks for joining. We did it
That's
without
a
Joe.
Pokemon
The No Joe podcast.
Oh my God, we did it.
That's so crazy.
I
Closest
know.
Pokemon
Okay,
to
after
the
Q&A.
Execute.
Hey, Joe, how did it go?
Yeah,
How was our
Oh,
show?
the Execute just ran away. Now to Rattata.
Bastard.
he's somewhere else right now, just fucking.
He's at the park.
He's like, I
He
gotta
actually
lead on a
named his Pokemon
Clefairy.
character Youngster Joe.
Youngster, did he really? Mine is mock money.
Mine's Havoc Red. How'd you know?
But again, guys, in the Twitch chat, if you haven't gone ahead and followed Havoc Red Cell, if you want to see some
Hi.
Necropolis and see this young man play some video games,
Rocket Leagues.
he kind of hops between our channel and his own channel. So
Troll
give
me
him some
there.
love too. In the meantime, we really
Joe
appreciate your continued
No
support of
Joe Show.
G-Cubed. Tomorrow night is the Prono Show, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
The
I don't even
Maybe
know
Joe
what
Show.
what the fuck topics are going on. So tune in to find out. Cliffhanger.
I might know.
Bum, bum, bum.
Cliffhanger for the Prono Show. Tune in tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel to check out the Prono Show.
Do it.
And we'll be back at it again Tuesday night next week, 10:30 p.m.
What?
Eastern Time on this channel to sort of digest all of the upper level gaming industry talk and regurgitate it into your mouth in a way that you can understand.
And throw Pokeballs at you.
And throw Pokeballs at you.
I should
So-
go buy those Pokemon.
We should really
Yeah.
we really need to get on Facebook and just invite a couple of people and let the ball roll and just have an event. That's really what we need to do.
The
We should do
GCUB
like a pub crawl.
The only way to get into
That'd
this
be pretty
is
cool.
A
event-
Poke Crawl.
Wait, they
Downtown
do it in
Pokemon
Boston,
Crawl.
and all they do is just have Pokemon themed drinks. We
No.
should do we should find out which bars have these stops or gyms.
I have figured out how to troll the Pokemon community. Have a big community event and then bring cell phone jammers.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
the Pokemon.
And the only way to
balls.
get the cell phone jammer off is if you follow GQ.
What a great ball. You gotta follow GQ to get in there.
With that. You would follow GQ.
Next week, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time for more of us. Tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time for Rick and the
more
Gang
of
with the
Rick.
Prono Show. In the meantime, follow Havoc Red Cell. Follow us if you haven't. We appreciate your support. Thanks for coming out.
Money Talks
We'll
45.
see ya. Money Talks 45. Fucking hit me with a follow. I don't even stream.
What's yours again?
Do it.
I don't even know.
Final Mythos?
See you guys.
And my producer camera's not working.
Wow.
Is it not? I don't know why.
I'm black. I got a black tan. Don't worry.
That's all right,
I'm
dude.
there.
It's
Don't worry.
darkness.
Don't worry
Those
about it.
cameras have been pissing me off the past couple of days. I don't know. They don't like
Yeah.
me. I need new
So-
You
cameras.
spend that $13,000 somewhere else, not cameras.
And then I lost it. 'cause it's
Who
gambling
spent it on this new
website.
couch? That's what
But I got the sweet skin, though.
We have a $13,000 couch.
Yep. We need to match that chair.
So let's dive right into this. CS:GO,
Yeah.
Counter Strike.
Yeah.
That game wildly popular.